Semsen, and welcome to the set of my new Christmas musical, The Little Drummer Dude. We are about to do the show, our first show ever, in a couple hours, but we wanted to walk around and kind of show you what we did, see if it sparks any ideas for you, things you can do, or you can do it your own way, but we're gonna show you some very cool things. We're gonna start with costumes, because the camel is a very interesting costume, and when I first suggested doing this to Word, they said, wow, we're gonna have to figure out how to make a camel costume. So we're gonna show you this brilliant costume, and then there's different ways that you can customize it to make it easier. Okay, so this is Ellen.
Hi.
And Ellen has not, have you made some of it, or your mother-in-law, Candace, made a lot of it?
We had, in the version that we're doing, we have older kids doing, or playing the camel roles. So we decided to go, and we decided to make it and do those animal onesies that are really in style right now. And so this is the pattern that we used. We went a little funky on it.
Originally, we thought doing sweatpants, that's fine, but you're gonna end up spending a lot of money buying brown sweats anyways. You can always do that. You could have kids just wear regular black pants.
On Amazon, there are like brown onesies, so they are available. They're not necessarily, they look like this. This is just our idea because of the people who we had doing it.
Awesome.
And so then we actually customized these so we can use them again.
Hold this for you.
And this is actually, we went a little fancy. We made it out of suede.
It looks really good.
So it's really fun. We added the hump to the back and we stitched this on. This is just pillow, stitched like half a pillow basically out of the same material. And we temporarily stitched it on so it can be taken off and used for a different animal later.
That's smart.
And then we accented the tail. My mother-in-law is a seamstress, but she added the felt, and that actually is a really nice touch. And she also added the felt to the back, and she just did a zigzag. So it actually looked, we didn't want the humps too big either, just because the kids are not that big. Even though this looks big, like when it's on them, it hangs.
It hangs, yeah. So, I mean, when you're coming down to doing humps, we were thinking about it, and this is like brilliant. I would never do anything like this in a million years. And a lot of you probably do have seamstresses that could sew something that looks kind of like this. If not, we were thinking about, what are they called, string bags, and you can fill it up with stuff and have the kid wear it on their back, and you can cover it with brown, brown material.
The felt works really great because it gives it a lot of texture without going too expensive.
Yeah, I like that.
And it adds a little fringe to it. And so that moves on to the hats.
Which is just absolutely amazing.
So we have two different hats in the show. This is the main camel, Hakeem, and we added just a little fringe. I'm going to explain it in a second, but we added a few fringe accents to make it different than the other camels.
And the best part about this, not about making it, is when the kid just puts their head down a little bit, it looks like, the actual camel. And then when they put their head up.
This is my son, so
right.
I'll put it on.
Okay, you put it on.
So when he has it on.
It's so good. Doesn't that look amazing? Oh my gosh.
So how we made it, or how one of the moms made it, I did not make it, is it's actually just a baseball cap, okay? It's a baseball cap right here.
There. Brown baseball cap.
It's a brown baseball cap, okay? And it's basically, I'll show you pictures in a second, but I'm just gonna go through the components. It's a brown baseball cap, it's a box front, tape, there's paper, you can hear it. There's paper stuffed in there to keep the shape, and a styrofoam ball, and these are brown box too. So we have a hat, one hat, a half a yard of felt, 1 to 2 inch styrofoam ball, 8.5 by 11 sheet of black felt, cardboard packing box, hot glue, clear packing tape, and an iron. Okay, so that's all we used for the hat. So basically what Candace did is she took the hat, she first cut just a regular box, like Amazon box, I'm sure you have them. She cut the first piece in 9 by 14.
So you're talking about a regular big box that you're folding, not like a shoe box, not something in this shape.
Not a shoe box, it's just a regular piece of cardboard. So this is 9 by 14. Okay? Nice. And then she just folded it like 4 times and glued it to the side of the cap right here. Okay,
That's
so it looks like
really
this.
creative idea.
And then she took a piece of packing tape and taped it across while it dried, so it stayed in that shape.
Stayed bent in.
Stayed
Yeah.
bent in. So this is other views.
I love that. Look at that. So that's just a box. You can see that there.
It's just a box.
Okay.
Okay?
Wow.
And then what she did to make this front part and give it a little bit more dimension is basically this is a heart upside down cut in half.
Okay.
So, and then she filled
That's
it with
the heart.
paper. So she took the same size of whatever width this ends up being. She cut out a heart out of the same box, and then she turned it upside down, and then she cut it in half.
Okay.
And she just stuffed it with paper, and that's
See that
it.
right there, stuffed in.
That's it. And the paper's
Wow.
still in there.
That's amazing.
Okay.
Paper's in there.
The paper's in there. It's just wadded up paper. Then she laid it upside down and wrapped the felt on. She did the snout first, and she just hot glued it, kind of like a package, like
Yeah.
a Christmas package or a birthday package. And then she just brought it all the way back and folded it and glued it wherever the seams are. And she gave it a little extra depth in
Looks
the back.
good, so it doesn't look like a
So
hat.
it doesn't look, so it's not totally against the head in the back.
Wow. This is
Okay,
really
and then
quite
she
brilliant.
glued it all along the side here.
Gosh.
Then she took, there's her actually.
Yeah. Wow.
Say hi, Kenneth.
That's amazing.
Hold on. Then she did the eyes. And so the eyes are 1 to 2 inch styrofoam balls cut in half.
You can see it right there, the styrofoam.
Yeah, there's the
Yep.
styrofoam. This is, she basically cut a piece of felt that's about 1 inch long, and then it goes from along here. She used the felt to cover the back, and then she glued it on, and then she used an iron. This is where you're going to use the iron, because remember I said there was an iron? To
make it go
iron it
up?
up.
Like
Up.
here? Or
Yes.
Just iron it.
Yes,
like a curly
like
iron.
a flat iron.
Wow. Yeah.
And she just used it, or you can just use a regular
Right.
iron, like just put it like on the edge of your ironing board and just, that's how
Bend
she
it.
got it to sit. And then she just cut, well first, when you put on the styrofoam ball, you put on the round eye first
Yep.
part, then you cover it with the brown on the back, however you want your eye. And then you put this on and then use an iron to keep it up.
Wow.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Right? I know, I would have done that.
Amazing.
Okay, and then she just cut 2 teardrop shaped
Cardboard.
again, but she made them 2 so that they have more depth, and she glued them
2 on top of
together.
each
2,
other, yeah.
yeah,
They're
2.
pretty thick.
Yeah, they're really thick. They're sturdy, so then they stay up. And then she just glued them in
Wow.
at 45-degree angles.
This is really amazing.
And then there's all her. There's all her.
Gosh.
So that's the trick.
Look
the
at
iron's
that.
the trick.
Oh
So
my
she had
gosh.
kind of like assembly line going.
That is just absolutely amazing.
Yes.
Wow, wow, wow.
So it's basically, it's super easy to,
The hat, and they look great.
yeah, and they look realistic. I mean, they look fun.
They look fun. You'll see on our IVD performance that they hang their head and they move around, and it really looks like a camel, which is amazing. Wow.
Okay.
Love it. Okay, what else are we talking
hooves.
about? Oh, the hooves, yes.
Okay.
I told them I wanted hooves, and I said, can you just put on like some socks and like put something hard in it to make it, and they were like, well, yeah, that doesn't really look right. So this is much better than what I was thinking.
Okay, so we had to mix, or someone else also did these, but they had to mix the color to kind of come up with this color because it wasn't store-bought. But it's basically just a sock, hot glue, and a styrofoam ball cut in half. And then they just cut a slit here, and then we painted on the toenails, so it actually looks like a hoof.
Looks so good.
So they wear them on their hands. They don't wear them on their feet. We just kept them in regular
cares
shoes.
about that?
Yeah, no one cares about that. So we just have them on their hands. I do recommend that you make extra if you're going to go this route, just because
Styrofoam.
it's styrofoam. It breaks really easily. We've had to glue a couple of them back together, but all in all, they've held really, really, really well. So,
Wow.
I mean, it's styrofoam. So it
Amazing.
might- yeah.
Oh my gosh, and you'll see in our show, and you see pictures of how the camels look all put together, which is amazing. Okay, what else do we need to talk about?
Fire sticks. Basically 4 toilet paper rolls put together with brown duct tape.
Love it.
But first what you do is you have just tissue paper coming out of them, and then we have just this sparkle,
I love that. What is it? Foam.
the foam, yeah, the foam paper, sheets that you buy at the craft store, and then just flame cutouts. So those get stuffed in and glued in with hot glue again. And then it gets all put together, and then it was painted brown, dark brown, and then we have the little swirls on it to give it a little depth.
They're so cute.
Yeah, they're super cute. They're good size for the kids too. They've held up really well. We've only had that, but they really work well size-wise. I don't think you'd want to go very much smaller if you're going to do this type of ends, because it might come apart and get knocked around. But
Awesome. Is that it for you, Ellen?
I think so.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Ellen. Ellen is going to go start costuming our kids to get ready for our show, but we're going to talk about some more stuff. Who wants to go next? Clyde wants to come next? Cool. Let's come on and talk about instruments and stuff.
So we'll start with the simplest instrument. The simplest instrument was a flutophone, which is their flute, or their, what do they call it, ney in the
We're
show.
calling it a nay, I believe.
And so, as you notice, she could very easily accidentally make noise with this. And we really don't want that because we have the music already ready to go. And so what we've done is we took gaff tape, and gaff tape will stay on there even if they accidentally put it in their mouth. It gets wet, it'll not break apart. They can't blow through it. You don't want to cover this part, which is what I originally was going to do. Okay, so I didn't want to cover this because people will see that. And so you just want to cover this part so they can't blow through it. It also covered up, if you notice there's a little white ring here, this whole piece was white. It would have been very glaring with the big spotlights and stuff. So we covered that. So I'm going to hand this back to you, Helen. Thank you so much. And then next we made a lyre in church. And I like saying that. Everybody kind of rolls their eyes now. But you make just like a Davidic harp. And this is all one string with, they say for one on my first one that I put through, and we decided to just put it white through. If I turn it around, you can see I tied off at each spot, and then we went to the next one and came back up here, and it went back and forth, and then we wrapped this. This is like 3 or 4 strands underneath this, and we wrapped it, so it gives them a nice something to hold on to. It is actually a letter D.
It is indeed.
And so
great. I love it.
We bought that at Hobby Lobby along with the paracord, which you'll want to use paracord because it is very strong and it's easy.
And it looks nice.
Okay, so then we have the drum. Our drummer needs to be able to drum it as much as they can, but since it's going to be on a shorter individual, they'll hit right in here.
That's material.
It's just material. It is
Doesn't wanna
actually
make
a
any
painter's
sounds.
cloth. It is actually a painter's cloth. And then what I did is I took and I put some holes through it, and so I tied the painter's cloth back and forth underneath this, and then I went through and I did a back and forth stitch all the way around this to pull it tight around that. Okay. And then the way that we have this hung on here is with a guitar strap, and we took just coat hooks that you would put into a wall. And I used butterfly bolts. They basically, you push them through the hole and it springs apart, and then you tighten it down. Okay, we can put that one down, and then we'll show this next one here. This is it's called a djembe, and normally, we wouldn't be using the sticks on those, Helen, so go ahead and put those down. What we did is we covered this up, so it would take and cover up the logo, looks a little bit more authentic, so I actually stitched that with a smaller version of paracord, but we also filled this with cotton to help deaden any noise if they accidentally went, because you can still get a good noise out of it, but they're trying to be careful, so they're kind of like, so if they accidentally hit it, it deadens the noise so that we don't actually get a full-on play out of it. We have the drumstick that was originally going to be for that, but it was a little bit too big because he uses sticks. He doesn't use mallets. This looks more like a mallet. This is just the same foam that you saw that was inside the djembe, and then I glued it on here, and then I just took this, is just really rough twine, tied it on, went around, and then to keep it solid, I put some hot glue here to keep this from coming off. And this is just a dowel rod that you can buy also at Hobby Lobby. Now, what we have done here is we have taken and made some guitars for our traveling band. And this was a lot of fun. This is my new favorite store is the restaurant supply store, because this is actually a stirring paddle and a wooden bowl that I've just taken wood screws, and you got to drill pilot holes, otherwise this bowl would crack to pieces. And so you screw those in there. Then we went back up on top, and I have little eye bolts. And then to give the illusion of a bridge, I put just a little piece of flat metal there, and then some more eye bolts. And these up here, I'm sorry, did you get the eye bolts? You can see what they are. Okay, and then these up here are feet for like a table or something. And so then we took twine and we just literally strung it through, and then we wrap it around like this, keeps it tight, and it gives that illusion of the traveling band with all the wires sticking out.
And this is the authentic one that we're holding for Persia. Then we're gonna have different ones that the wise men have tricked out to be electric.
Yep.
So that it's still the same idea, but this one's different because this is the electric guitar.
So both the authentic one and this one have this, which is a splatter guard that you'd buy also at the restaurant supply store. And then at the hardware store, I got drawer pulls, and I put those through this. This is his electric tuning knobs. And a drawer pull that's a double one gives a nice little another effect for like something like a wire coming through. And then we have this part here, which is actually a Christmas ornament that I've just, quick tied with some colorful quick ties there. And inside this one, we're gonna have another backing with, it's like a cardboard piece that will have like the acoustic scrolls that you would have on a regular guitar, a regular acoustic guitar or a violin. And so you'll see those when you see the regular show, because those will come in. They're coming today.
Oh yes, those are very cool looking. Can you believe those are guitars? I just love that so much.
Oh, and this all is, everything on here added up together was under $20.
Wow, that's great. And you can decorate. I thought about maybe painting it to be a color or something, but whatever you want. I like the little, the sparkly things on it. That's fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's tape, right?
Yeah, this tape was from Hobby Lobby. We got for $5, there was like 5 different rolls of different colors, and you'll see on the other guitars, there's like a green one and a purple one and a blue one.
Cute.
And I also changed the color of twine for 80 cents for a roll of twine. I got a different roll of twine for each guitar to make it a little bit unique for each one.
Awesome. Yay, well thank you, Clyde. Those instruments are amazing.
Thank you.
You'll also see that we have our regular black blocks that we sometimes use, and we just got contact paper that sticks to it. It's like wallpaper to make it look like we've got stones here. We covered our steps too. And this is a roll of material that makes it look like brick. It's plastic. So we're kind of creating a little bit of Persia here for traveling. And then of course we have the great backdrops from wordcoralclub.com. They are completely interchangeable, so you can put them in any order that you want or buy whichever ones you want. So I've used 1 star and I've used 2 camels scenes, and you can make this as long as possible. As you see with mine, I wanted an opening in the center. You could have gone straight across, but and actually while we're talking about that, Daryl, you want to show us the back of it? So I wanted an opening here. I rented these platforms here, which is just 3 6-foot platforms. And then Daryl's going to show you how we mounted our backdrops this time, which is always a fun challenge, as you all know.
So we built all this with PVC, and it's just 1-inch PVC with T's in here. And it's pretty simple to build, inexpensive to do. And then we just used some tape and put the backdrops on, just folded the tape up and just stuck it on real simply like. And it works really well and simple. It doesn't cost a lot, and you can take it all apart and ship it to the play or whatever you want, and it's simple to get it there.
Wow. Easy, huh?
Yeah, pretty simple.
It's nice because we can put these anywhere. So since I didn't want them on our back wall, we're kind of customizing where they can go. So that's awesome. Daryl, I think they worked really good.
Yeah, they turned out nice, and they're like almost 10 feet high.
Right, because we made our platform so high and we could customize it lower if we needed to, but it worked perfect for this. Yay! Thank you, Daryl. Okay, Dawn, what do you got for us?
Just a few things. My job was pretty easy this show, which was kind of nice. So we have a drum line in the show, and we basically, for those, use just regular, it's kind of like that parachute string that they make, the parachute cord. And these are, we actually got these at the dollar store. They're just buckets that originally were for Valentine's Day, and we just painted over them. And so as you can see, we just tied a knot. That way we can adjust it depending on how short or tall our kids are. They can adjust for that. And then just pop the lid on.
I didn't know that. We need to adjust with you.
Yes, so that's why we did it that
Good to
way.
know.
Covered it white on the top, white on the bottom, and then added some little details to that. Then for the drumsticks, these are just wooden dowels that we got at Hobby Lobby. They're 12-inch wooden dowels. We covered them with hot glue on the tips to make them look like the tip of a drumstick, and then painted them with just a gray color. So that's our drum line, drums.
And I just added that to the first song because I thought it'd be fun to have a drum line circling Abel. So this isn't like Persia's Traveling Band's drums. This is just fun drums that we can augment to the music, give other kids an opportunity to do something.
And then we were asked to add PTB to our cowbell, and this is just vinyl that I cut with my Cricut. And you can pretty much, if you have a Cricut machine, you can do whatever font you want that fits your show. But that's what that is. You could probably even do sticker letters if
Probably
you
could,
wanted
yeah.
to put those on, and we just did both sides of that.
PTB.
And then we also have our Ptv sign. And this is literally just a foam core board, and it's, I think it's 18 by 24 inches. And this is just paper that we printed and cut out.
Nice.
So did a guitar shape,
Cute.
and then the letters.
That's for Abel to hold his sign.
And this is just a yardstick covered in fabric and taped and hot glued to the back.
Yay.
So very, very simple, very, very easy to do. And
Love
that's
it, love it, love it. Okay, so as you can see, we're about to have a lot of fun. See, there's our audience is gonna get here. It's gonna be so exciting. I don't know if there's anything else I need to tell you, but I think that's it for now. So I can't wait to see how your shows are going. Please let me know all about it. You can always email me at csemsen@gmail.com or contact me through wordchoralclub.com. And good luck. Can't wait to see it.